Time for another reaction video. This is from Diane. Oh, shit. Time for another reaction video. This is from Dina and Phil on my favorite subject, Germany. Americans' mistakes in Germany. Now, I've done a few of these, but I'm kind of curious if there's anything new that I haven't learned, because apparently we make a lot of mistakes when we're in Germany, and it's interesting to find out what they are. Now, we've got an American female and a German male here, so let's see where we're screwing up.
What's up, everybody? We are Deanna and Phil. Deanna's from the United States and I'm from Germany.
And in this video, we're going to talk about mistakes that I've made in Germany as a foreigner, specifically American from the USA.
And the first problem Deanna had was the oven knob.
Yeah.
Now, that's something I haven't heard.
Yeah. So in the US, I've only ever used ovens with buttons. There would be knobs for the stovetop burners, but that's the extent of the knobs. And usually there are some type of buttons that say bake, clean, light, timer. You'll just set it to your desired temperature when you want to bake. I've lived in multiple rental apartments and my family has gone through several ovens. So the buttons are pretty normal and, may I say, standard for the US.
It's just buttons.
Just buttons. However, in Germany, or at least the few ovens that I've used, there are knobs with just
That makes no sense at all.
like 5 or 6 pictures instead of words.
Yeah.
And the
I'm taking a... I don't...
frozen packages will even use these pictures in the instructions. Yeah, once I had it on the wavy line with the
I've never seen anything like that before.
fan instead of the fan with the 2 straight
I'm guessing the fan is for convection.
lines, and I burnt my beautiful frozen pretzel. We don't like to waste food in this household, so it was a very, very sad day.
Yeah, that was the barbecue function for the pretzel, I guess. I also remember one time you preheated the oven once, and when I wanted to put the food in, it was still cold. I don't know, it's normal to me. It's just a weird 2-knob system with different modes.
This is something I'm glad I now know, okay? Because in the United States, you don't have any of this. That's a foreign concept to me.
And then just the temperature on the other knob.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't know if anybody ever uses these modes besides the 1 or 2 standard ones. Number 2 is gonna be phone passwords.
Yeah, okay, so I
Okay, we have phone passwords.
feel so bad for this one. So we played Pokemon Go a lot, which is a game on your phone, and I often trade Pokemon with Phil, and I use his phone to battle in raids together with his account. Anyways, I was using his phone, and the app kept crashing.
Yeah.
So I reset his phone, thinking it would fix this glitch. When I restarted it, it asked for his PIN, and I kept putting it in, and it kept failing. I tried one too many times, and all of a sudden his phone was just locked.
Yeah, if you type in the wrong pin 3 times in a row, your phone locks. Here people know that, it's normal.
Nobody knows that.
I thought this would be normal around the world, but you then need your emergency pin, which we call a PUK, P-U-K, to unlock it. And you get that thing with the initial paperwork. But yeah, she locked my phone, and luckily we were able to find that PUK code. It's like a fear of every German. You never want to have to use your PUK.
I feel so
Again, that's something new for me as well.
bad. I was worried that you would have to get a new number and it would be so difficult to transfer with all the accounts. So lesson learned. Also, never throw away that special backup PUK number they give to you with the initial SIM card. Yeah.
Number
We don't have poke cards or anything like that. I've never heard of that.
3 is the good old Käseburger.
What the hell is a queso burger?
Okay, so I still sometimes make this mistake because it's kind of a funny joke now, but when I was first learning German, I wanted to use the German language that I was learning, right? Naturally. So we were at this restaurant and I ordered a Käseburger.
Because cheese is Käse.
Yeah, thinking I know the word for cheese, and a burger's a burger, therefore Käseburger, right?
Yeah.
Right? Wrong. They just say cheeseburger here, and they looked at me like I was weird for trying to use this German word.
Yeah, I think they thought you were trolling them. It was a little
I probably would have made that mistake too, but okay, you guys call it a cheeseburger, that's fine.
uncomfortable. But I wonder if anybody actually
I'm glad these are things that I had no idea about.
ever calls it a Käseburger. If you anybody, Germans or whatever, let us know below.
I would have assumed that you would have called it a queso burger. If queso means cheese, And burger, I would have assumed that.
Let us know.
Käseburger.
It's a Käseburger.
Mistake number 4 was mailing addresses
Okay, how's this different?
and names.
Yeah, so when we first visited Germany in 2018, we were here for a few months and I needed a new passport. So we went to the US Embassy. I needed to have a self-addressed envelope so that the embassy could mail back my passport once it was done. So I did that. And a few weeks after I was supposed to get my package, it was not there. So I was calling to figure out why my package was stuck in Kassel for some reason. But long story short, my package went back to the embassy. I had to send a second pre-addressed envelope to the embassy to get it remailed back to me. I don't know what happened. We put my name on the mailbox and everything since that is required in Germany to receive a package. The name on the package must match the name on the mailbox.
That was annoying, and since we had to leave Germany in a few weeks, Diana really needed her passport.
Yeah.
And I think it might have been the number thing, like the one at the sevens. Also in Germany, we address mail a little bit different than in the US. It would look something like this. Name of
What the hell?
the recipient, then street name, and then the house number in the same line, then the zip code and the city, and then Germany. Like,
Okay, now if we were doing a self, I'd have my name. Now the street, the number would go before the street name, and then you would have, postal code or city, state, and then zip. We wouldn't have to put the country down. I guess. Well,
the country below that.
And in the US, we usually address mail like this, with the name of the recipient, then the street address with the number first, then city, state, zip code, all on the same line,
and we generally don't add the country.
and then the country below.
And
We don't do the country, and I guess you'd have to do that if you do it mailing it foreign from. I'm guessing it in a foreign country.
by the way, when that happened to us, there was no notification, no message, no mail. But yeah, I don't know if that was exactly our fault, but you were able to experience how crappy the German mail can be firsthand.
Yeah, it was fun.
Pick number 5 was, in general, saying things wrong in German.
Yeah, so
I think anybody can do that.
I'm learning German still, and I say things wrong a lot. It's already difficult for me to build up courage to speak German, especially in public. I don't know what it is, but sometimes I just get very nervous when trying to speak German, especially to people I don't know. The most German-speaking interaction I had at the beginning of the pandemic lockdown here in Germany is at the supermarket cash register. If any of you have been to a supermarket in Germany, you already know how stressful the situation can be while I'm quickly shoving my groceries in as fast as I can because apparently it's a race here for some reason. The cashier asks, "Haben Sie Payback-Karte?" And I respond, nein, ich habe nicht. And I already knew after I said it that something sounded off, but I hear a snobby snicker from a Frau behind me, and I awkwardly pay for my groceries and just run out of there as fast as I can. The correct
What did she say?
response is nein, habe ich nicht, and to this day I've never made that mistake again. This was a very uncomfortable language learning lesson.
Yeah, you felt so embarrassed, but I totally understand the difficulty of speaking another language.
The only time when I went in the grocery stores in Germany, I didn't go very often, but if I bought something, I just kept my mouth shut. If they asked me something, I just didn't say anything. And when it was all paid for, I just said "Danke" and went on my merry little way.
It's especially difficult speaking to people you don't know, like
Yeah.
strangers, or different situations and their different accents. I think it's pretty pathetic to make fun of a non-native in your language, like in a situation like that. It's just a reminder to be kind and empathetic to someone trying to learn or speak another language or your language.
Yeah.
Just help them.
Yeah.
Don't laugh at it.
And that goes for in the US as well, not just here in Germany, all over the world.
I'm still getting crap for how I speak English, and I think it's decent.
It's not bad.
Mistake number 6 is accidentally forgetting to pay for gas at the gas.
That's something I've never heard of before. Well, see, in the United States, and you just take your card, you go to the pump, put it in there, you pull it out when it tells you to, you fill up, and then you go on your merry way.
station.
Okay, I've never done this, but I'm still very worried that I might forget to pay for my gas at the gas station, petrol, gas, whatever, car fuel. Because here in Germany, you pay for gas afterwards. And I think this is true of a lot of European countries. After you pumped your gas.
Well, technically speaking, you pay for gas in the United States afterwards too, because like I said, you put the card in, you know, and then when it tells to dispense the fuel, you put in as much as you want, and then when you're done, that's what you're paying. So it's after you're done, because you don't know how much you're putting in there until you actually put it in.
Gas, you go.
I mean, you may know before, but you know, once you get to the $15 or $20 mark, whatever it is, you're done. Okay, now you can also go into the station to the attendant and say $20 on pump number 3, and they will take your money, and then the gas will stop at $20.
Oh, and you pay. Sometimes you can pay at the pump, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
However, in the US, you pay for your gas before you pump.
Alright, so in the US you always pay before, right?
Mostly.
What if you don't know how much to put into your...
Again, in the United States, you don't pay for it. The only thing in the United States, what you do, like you put your card in first, but you're not really paying for it because you haven't dispensed anything yet. You put the card in, it will read the card, and like I said, if I have $5 on my card and I want to get $20, it won't let me do that. But you know, I'm trying to figure out what they're talking about.
the tank?
Yeah, so if you pay with card, it usually just automatically does whatever you fill out. But if you're paying with cash or a card beforehand, you go in and you just tell them the amount at the cash register of how much you want to fill up in your tank.
Yeah. It's just a little bit confusing to me, especially first time around. But like, what if I pay cash and I say, I want gas for $20 and then I start filling up and it just ends up, the tank being full at $17.50. What happens then?
Well, if that's the case, which I don't think will happen, because usually you don't fill it up like that, then you would go in and you get to change. Say, I didn't need $20, I can get, and they'll give you $2.50 back.
Huh. Yeah, I've never had to do this, but I guess you would just walk in and get your change, probably.
That's probably a very unusual situation.
Yeah, I don't know. I think most people pay with card, but let us know. Have you ever had to go back in to the gas station to get your change?
See, usually that does not happen, and the reason it doesn't happen is if you're on, especially in this day and age, $20 is not going to fill up the tank, okay? And usually you're not going to go and get gas until it's on the E, okay? Because that's just how most people in America do it. That's how I do it. Okay. Now the only time I didn't do that is last year when I was in Wyoming and Montana and South Dakota, where there's a lot of space between where you're going. We decided to wait till you're halfway full and then we'd fill it back up, so we wouldn't run into those problems.
Yeah. Which situation is weirder, the German one or the US one? I think the US one.
I think the German one.
Mistake number 7 was greeting everyone when walking into a doctor's office or some
We don't greet everybody.
waiting area.
Yeah, I had no idea this was a culture in Germany. There was this culture of saying hi or greeting everyone when you walk into a waiting room of like a doctor's
Now, this is something I've never heard of before.
office or something. In the US, I'm absolutely used to.
Look, you walk into a waiting room in the United States, you generally go up to the receptionist, let them know you're there, and they tell you to sit down, maybe have you fill out some forms, and that's it. I don't, say hi to everybody. Hey, everybody, I'm here. It doesn't work like that in the United States.
This. In the US, it's very normal to politely say hi in the waiting area, maybe make some
Sometimes you don't even do that.
small talk about whatever's playing on the television. However, in Germany, I made the assumption that it's normal to just silently sit down in a waiting area, since no one greets or responds to my greetings anyways normally. When I'm in a small town, especially hiking, I tend to say hello, morgen, moin, whatever. It's just a nice friendly greeting, but I get a response back 50% of the time at best. So in my mind, people aren't inclined to speak to strangers, right? So then why would they want to do that in a stuffy, awkward waiting room situation? So once I just walked in and sat down and I got a stare from an older lady. There was a delay of 10 seconds of silence, and then she sternly said Guten Tag and nodded her head. So I think she was trying to educate me about this.
Yeah, I think it's...
And I just did a video with Passport 2, and they said that Germans like to correct people. So I guess that's probably what's going on there.
It's not a big deal. So I guess in a waiting room, you could consider it a more private situation. So you're a little more inclined to say hello than in the fields. But when people don't say it back outdoors, it just bothers me. And I think that's an example where the Germans are just too cold. Like, just say hello.
I don't know. So now I just say hello when I walk into a waiting room area. I just say, I'm here, ich bin here.
These are nice. These are things I had no clue about. I mean, I granted, I've never been to a German waiting room and probably am never going to, but it's nice to know that if I ever have to, that I should say hi to everybody.
Hello, guten Tag.
You gotta
alles.
hug everybody, especially in the doctor's office.
Just go and kiss everyone.
And mistake number 8 is throwing away glass on Sundays, on holidays.
Throwing. Oh, I just
You shouldn't recycle glass on Sundays.
Dude, I had no idea this was a rule, and I thought you could just throw out glass whenever you wanted to. So I wanted to one day recycle glass on a Sunday, and Phil said, no, you're not supposed to do that because it's Sunday.
Yeah, Sundays are considered Ruhetag, like quiet days. So you're not supposed to make any loud noises. You can't mow your lawn or any other stuff on Sundays and holidays. It's just a rule.
Yeah, Sunday in America is just another day. Okay, yeah, you can go to church and there are services and that sort of thing. And there are people that do use Sundays as days off and don't have to do anything. But no, pretty much anything you want to do on a Sunday, on any other day, you can do on Sunday.
The law, I don't know. If you're throwing out glass, it can be loud and disturb the Sunday Ruhetag. I mean, we definitely know and see people who do that still on a Sunday, so I guess just sneakily. But be careful, everybody always says there's always an old person looking out of their window somewhere and they're going to scold you for breaking the rules or even call the cops. Those were 8 mistakes that Deanna made, some a little more embarrassing, some a little less embarrassing
Just funny.
when she came to Germany. Yeah, let us know in the comments if you experienced any similar things to that or if you made even more embarrassing mistakes.
Yeah, as always, thank you so
I like this video.
much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
I like this video because there's a lot here that I had no idea, especially walking into a waiting room and not saying hi. If I didn't say hi, then I get dirty looks. But yeah, this was great. Please click like, share, and subscribe for Deanna and Phil, and please click like, share, and subscribe for me. This was interesting. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.